I am very, very excited about my next guest. He's one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live, and he has starred in some of the greatest comedies ever made. Please welcome, everybody, the one and only Chevy Chase! Wow. Wow.
What do you say?
He said you rock.
I rock.
People love you.
It's good to see all of you. What?
Something great. I don't know.
A bunch of drunks.
So happy that you're here. So everyone. So you have been in some of the greatest films ever. You were in the beginning of SNL.
Yeah.
Now, one very popular misconception that people think that you were a stand-up comic. That is not
They thought I was a woman. They did think I was a stand-up comic. Yes.
Have you ever done any stand-up?
No.
Not at all.
I just couldn't stand up for long. No. I never done stand-up. I never would like to have that rejection, that sense of rejection. Also, that's a very difficult thing to do. I mean, that's a real art form in itself, and I had no interest in it. I was a writer.
Were you?
Should I be close to the
yeah,
mic?
closer to the mic. Sure. Yeah.
I was a writer.
So you were a comedy writer prior to being on SNL, or were you also a performer and actor as well?
No. I was asked by Lauren to be on SNL as a writer, and I said no. And then I called him up later in the summer and said, "Is that job still open?" Paid $800 a week.
Wow.
Which was better than any of the other writers. So, and I think basically the two of us founded the show. You know, we just connected like that. We were like brothers, and ever since his sex change, you know, we're close, but you know, be careful.
So why is it that, I mean, what was the transition when you joined on as a writer? I mean, very quickly you became a performer. Was that just sort of something you wanted to do, or were you in rehearsals one day and said, what the hell, I can do it, or what was the...
Very strange. We were really concentrating on casting the show, on getting the not ready for primetime players, and I was involved with Lauren interviewing and watching mostly, not stand-ups, but mostly improvisers, you know, improvisational groups, et cetera, et cetera. And once we got that group together, which consisted of everybody except Garrett, who was a writer at the time, Lauren at some point said, let's have a screen test on videotape here in the studio at 8H, and, or in a small studio nearby. And I was in there, and I watched John do something and Gilda do something, you know, laughing and enjoying it. And Lauren said, "Jeff, get up there and do something." And I didn't know what to do, but I had written some idiotic news thing that was one of those, you know, the end of the news is always some pleasant thing about that baby bird that's been born at the zoo, and how cute she was, fluffy, and then the baby hippo this week, and then unfortunately the baby hippo stepped on the bird. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. You know, one of those just god-awful stories that makes you want to vomit. And he thought it was funny, and he said, you know, I think you should be in the Not Ready for Primetime Players. I said, well, you know, we'll do an update, and I'll... Also, we did not have a way to open the show and to let people know it was live, because there was another show at the time called Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell. I don't know if anybody here remembers that. Yeah, it was on ABC. And it had a little improv group of its own. Bill Murray, Brian Doyle Murray, and Chris Guest, whom we had not hired for our particular thing at that time. And therefore, we couldn't call ourselves Saturday Night Live. So we had to find a way for me to, for somebody to say that we're live. And what I would do is some kind of a stunt fall. I love this angle, thanks. Is there a camera like in front of me? Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Anyway.
You look very good, actually.
And so do you.
Thank you.